Welcome to the power of supersites. 6 weeks to a winning website where clicks equal cash. My name is Dr. Harlan Kilstein, and I am the founder and creator of the Supersite Formula. Let's get started. First, I need to give you a legal income disclaimer. My legal beagle insists that I tell you that no one can guarantee you will make any money. You see, you just simply can't guarantee what people who join the program are going to do with the information. Some people will never pick a domain name. I'll help you with that. The bottom line is, if you don't take action, I can guarantee you won't make money. So I've done it, my lawyer's happy, and let's go on. I'm so excited to be sharing this training with you. And stay all the way to the end, and I'll show you where you can get notes of this training. So you can just pay attention. Please turn off your cell phone because you're about to learn something exciting. The first thing is a takeaway from Warren Buffett. As you know, the Oracle of Omaha. He says, invest only in something that makes you money. So here's what to look for in an investment, according to Warren Buffett. Number one, it should provide a steady, regular income. Number two, you should be able to sell it at a profit. And number three, there should be proof that there's a regular income and that you can sell it as a profit. Let's go on. Now, lifestyle is my number one priority. Even a single super site can make 6, 7, you'll see, even 8 figures a month. It's repeatable, it's predictable, you get paid monthly, I'll explain how, and I'm going to show you how you can do the same without holding anything back here. Now, this is the man who started it all. It's kind of strange. His name is Matt Cutts, and he was the head of the Google anti-spam team. It was his job to prevent people from tricking Google. And boy, did people try, and Cutts and his team caught them. He was responsible for large parts of the Google algorithm, but then, strangely enough, he quit Google when he found out that Google was cheating at its own algorithm. He went on to work for a national security agency because of what he could tell behind the scenes from computers, from the web, and from what users were doing. And today, he's currently retired. Now, I want you to meet the world's most famous dog. Sadly, he's passed away now, but this was Boo the Pomeranian. Boo got his start when a Facebook employee started a Facebook fan page for her Pomeranian Boo. Pretty soon he had over 16 million fans who would swoon, and literally thousands of them would post comments, likes, loves, whenever there was a picture of him. As a matter of fact, he was so popular that premier stores would hire him to appear at events because everybody would swoon, and presumably they would buy things more or just appear cool. So that gave me an idea. And the idea was to start a website about dogs. What I started was the Doggington Post, and it eventually became the leading dog website in the world. It was amazing. Here was traffic in a single day. 163,000 people visited, and my page views in a single day, 257,000. And I didn't do any SEO. All I did was publish great content. And that is what I learned from Matt Cutts. That if you publish great content, Google will show you love. Well, I didn't know a thing about SEO. All I knew was what dog owners wanted to read. And that's what I gave them. And it worked. Here, in our second year, you can see the different ways that income was coming in. And there was net revenue of $479,000 year two. I also, at the same time, started the Caddington Post, the internet newspaper all about cats, and till today, still the largest cat website online. But then I got a mafia offer. Yeah, you know the scene from The Godfather when Don Corleone says, "I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse." Well, that happened to me. And in January 2022, I sold the Dogington Post. What I learned showed me I could do it again and again and again. And now I know I can do it faster and easier than before. Plus, the resale market for these sites is insane with huge multiples. And I'll be building these sites hands off using a little bit of magic that Google loves. And once I set up the site, I keep supplying Google that candy for Google, and that is great content. That's the secret, great content. So I accidentally did it again with Completely Keto. I meant to build a recipe super site. $12 million in gross sales later, I turned down a multi-million-dollar buyout of the business. I still run Completely Keto today. Now, hold on to your hats, because I'm glad I screenshot everything. Because if I just told it to you, you probably wouldn't believe me. So pay attention, put everything down, and watch what you see on the screen. This is probably the top affiliate site out there. It's called nerdwallet.com. Remember, you can get the slides at the end, so you'll see everything. nerdwallet.com. This site is all about credit cards and the best places to put your money. And on the right-hand side, it's traffic value. That shows you approximately what the site is earning monthly. And you see that the monthly income to NerdWallet is $86.4 million. Note underneath that they are spending $9.2 million each month on buying traffic, which is kind of unusual for a site like this. But I guess they figured that if $9 million spent will make them $86 million, keep doing it. And I say, more power to them. And then I double checked and found out that yes, they are spending about $10 million a month on clicks. I double checked it because that's a lot of money to spend on traffic. Now, this is a site that was grown by a regular guy. And as a matter of fact, when he got it started, he wasn't serious about it. And because he was quite young and just did it because he liked gardening, all he wanted to do was just make enough money to pay his bills. That's it. And so for years, it brought in enough money to pay his bills. And then he said, well, what if I actually took this seriously? What if I actually grew the site knowing what I know? And he started to take it seriously. In 2021, he did about $7.5 million. 2022, it's $15 million. And in recognition of how well the site is doing, a venture capital company came along and said, hey, would you care to have $17 million from us? And lo and behold, he said yes, and now his company is expected to grow by leaps and bounds. This is a guy talking about gardening. Now, this is a friend site. He's always been paranoid about someone finding his site and copying his site, and I can't blame him. You see, he's making $709,000. And when I spoke to him just days ago, he told me that the site is about to be sold for $50 million. Now, it has been around for a while. This has been his labor of love, but for that amount of money, he's ready to part with the site. By the way, he's building several more at the same time. This is a site that probably none of you go to. It's called the Yeshiva World. It serves the ultra-religious Jewish community around the world. That's not a ton of people. It's really quite a small number. But take a look at what this popular site is doing monthly. That's right, 1.5 million. And it's doing apparently so well, the guy started another site that's at about 40,000 a month. This covers 2 neighborhoods in Brooklyn. And now he's building 6 more sites. Another one in Brooklyn, one in Florida, one in upstate New York, Baltimore, Los Angeles, and Lakewood, New Jersey. Because imagine if 2 sites are making that kind of money, what will 6 more make? He's a big believer that local sites make money. And in a few more slides, I think you will be too. Here's a site called thepalmbeaches.com. That's my backyard. I live in Palm Beach, California. I live in Palm Beach County, Florida. Woo, it's early in the morning here. And this site is doing quite well. It has everything local, hotel recommendations, and look at what it's making money. $207,000 a month. You see, if you build a local site and it becomes popular, well, you can make a lot of money. Here's a site that caught my attention. Why did it catch my attention? Because it is a teeny tiny neighborhood. This teeny tiny neighborhood is about 10 blocks by 10 blocks. And yet, this small site is doing about $12,000 a month. Now, ugly sites make money too. Your site does not have to be gorgeous. This is a local site where I am, Boca News Now. Now, let me tell you, it's interesting that the guy has a hurricane story on the season, because this guy knows that his readership always picks up when there's a hurricane. So this guy is forever predicting hurricanes that don't come. But it apparently works. Ugly site. Here's what he covers. Crime, traffic accidents. There's a helicopter hovering above. Sex abuse cases, white-collar crime, DUIs, lawsuits, restaurant inspections, public rude behavior, corona statistics, schools, student behavior in schools, fighting after schools, hurricanes, gas prices, homeowners association news. Now, all this news is from the public record from other sites. He's not really a reporter. He just basically curates and copies. The articles are short. Most recently, one was 85 words with 200 words copied directly from a government site. It was a police report. But there's no plagiarism on government sites. He posts 3 times a day, 6 times a day. And he basically gets all of his information from radio, television sites, the police blotter. One very surprising feature is user-generated content that people call in news to him. The site took off during the pandemic and never went away. It gets great Google rankings. When he goes on vacation, maybe he'll post once a day. Maybe he'll skip. But the number one thing the site tells me is that here's an ugly site, literally doing nothing, can make $45K a month. What if there's competition? Well, now there is. Someone saw what he was doing and said, if there's enough for one, there's enough for another. And this is a very, very new site and only several months old, and he's already making around $6,000 a month. Anyone, my takeaway, can build a super site. And here are some sites built by students of mine. Here is a site, Florida.com. He turned down years ago $1 million for just the domain name alone. Now the site is worth much, much more. This guy lives just a couple of blocks away from me, and I advise him on his site. This site, two students of mine, they modeled the Dogington Post. And then things got interesting. The Smokies.com, all about the Smoky Mountains. And that site, which is now 2 years old, is making $100K a month. And they're still going into the big holiday season where a lot of people go to the Smoky Mountains for the holidays. So this is a sign of what you can do if you follow what my teachings are. Now, these folks turned down $1 million offer for their site, and they're building another couple of sites in more competitive niches, and in less than a month, they're already appearing on the front page of Google. So here are some sites: Completely New Orleans, Gold Coast Gazette. This is Vancouver Happenings, Experience St. Pete, Awesome Eats. This is the Jersey Shore, Completely Kalamazoo, Everything Somerset County, Loving Michigan's Gold Coast. Now, you might be thinking, isn't this a lot of work? And the answer is, no, it's not. You see, we combine curation and artificial intelligence. Now, that may sound complex, but it's really quite simple. So, we use a Swiss Army knife, really, for content. No, not a knife. We use a tool that does a lot of things. And it's the first AI tool that actually learns from what you do and gets better. So here's a very short video showing you what it does, how it finds content, and it rewrites content. It actually does much more, including it literally writes its own articles for you. Let's watch. Let's see what's happened in the past month. A little more. And here's someone selling a camera, and that's one of the biggest stories. Okay, now I don't have the Dogington Post anymore, but here's what I would do. UPS driver saves dog trapped in pool. Okay, so I might, UPS driver, it's every time it's shared, it's great. I'm looking for viral content right now. Let's go to take this story and click Curate. And it takes the story and it puts it in our AI. All right, so we're getting rid of things like loading the player and watch the family dogs. Take out the more, which is referral to other articles. Let's take out. Now we can leave the source at the bottom. It's always a good thing to link to your source. Now, let's take this out. Okay, watch this. Here we go. Article that isn't ours, and it's 100% plagiarism. Okay, so here, since it's a direct quote, we're actually going to curate this. So we are going to put that in quotes. So that is curation. All right, let's go. We do it one paragraph at a time, and I click expand. Watch. Boom. There we go. Now this content is literally just very short period of time since the Queen passed away. And notice it pulled up related content. Other software that's artificial intelligence, including the biggest name in the industry, can't do that because their software stopped searching the internet in 2019. All right, let's take this out since it talks about photos. The late Queen, writing assistant, expand. And here we have information not in the article. That's fantastic. Notice, by the way, how quickly this is getting done. You are literally this is now original content. Yes, it is based on a source, but at the end, this will copy. Here, notice this. Artificial intelligence, these two pups are always by the royal couple's side, and they're known for being very well behaved, unlike some other famous dogs we could mention, which is a referral to Joe Biden's dogs, because one of them. Now, again, just showing you artificial intelligence has a sense of humor. So here's just a sample of what we use these tools for. Content, article, curation, local news, discovering up-to-date content, creating outlines for articles, expanding content, rewriting content, which you just saw. And just wait, it has the best AI writer in the world. Content editor comes up with article ideas, headline generator, generates questions for your topic. You see, Google loves questions. So if you ask a question in your article and you answer it, Google loves that. Plus, there's an AI writing assistant. So you can curate and expand content. You can rephrase a paragraph. You can shorten a paragraph. You can write a summary. You can use a plagiarism checker. And the AI generator will write the entire article for you. Plus, there's so much more. It gets you traffic. It lets you publish to Facebook pages and groups, publish to Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Reddit. And for blogging, you can publish to WordPress. You can publish to Blogger. You can publish to Medium. That's why I call it the Swiss Army knife, because of just so many things that it does. Plus, it makes your articles look terrific. And design, too. Content library, free stock photos, Canva. And also, it's going to have AI photos. And if you haven't played with those, you're going to have a lot of fun with the things that you can design in AI. So the old way of generating content went really slow. But the new way of generating content is really fast. So here's what this means for you. Number one, you can generate content faster and with less effort. Remember, Google loves content. Your site can generate money in weeks, not months. We've seen people generate money in as little as 6 weeks. Now, it starts off as a trickle, and then it grows, and it grows, and it grows. You can outsource content generation for pennies. You can hire someone for like $4 or $5 an hour from the Philippines. They speak English fluently, probably better than you or I, where they will always call you sir or ma'am, and they are super, super polite and do a really good job. Plus, we have videos that you can use to train them. There are at least 3 types of websites you might want to build, and here's how to make money with each one of them. Number 1, there are content websites. Number 2, there are affiliate websites. And number 3, there are content websites that also have e-commerce. So what are content websites? Like my Dogington Post, my Cattington Post, the Smokies.com, the PalmBeaches.com. Here's another one, Succulents and Sunshine. All about succulent plants, makes $200,000 a month. Affiliate sites, Wirecutter, which is owned by the New York Times. That site is so trusted that every time they recommend a product, that product sells out on Amazon or wherever. Now, they really know their audience, because if something is the best product out there, but it's very expensive, they're not going to recommend it. They shape their experience because they know how much their folks are going to spend. So they say it's the best. They really mean it's the best in that price range. Digital Piano Review Guide is all about digital pianos. Bike Radar is all about electric bikes. Babycenter.com and My Golf Spy. These are affiliate sites. Content with e-commerce, My Completely Keto. Epic Gardening that you saw, the one that is doing 15 million. Diamonds.pro, interestingly, is the world's leading content site. And even though it says diamonds, it's really about which fake diamonds are the best. Yourdreamcoffee.com, Photo Focus, Everything Cameras. Okay, you get the idea? Now here's how you make money with each site. When people click on an ad on your site, it leads to cash. So content sites make money from advertising like Google AdSense, Ezoic, and Monumetrics. Affiliate websites make money from Amazon, ShareASale, ClickBank, or other affiliate programs. And content websites with e-commerce are doing their own products or drop shipping. Now, it was very, very interesting. Before the pandemic, a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, had a drop shipping site. But during the pandemic, the shipping times from China went to, HE double hockey stick. So he switched to a content website as making more publishing content a month than he was making on drop shipping. And it's a lot easier. He doesn't have to worry about anything being delivered on time or getting lost and having to replace it. So how did I cash out? How do you cash out? There are a number of sites that specialize in buying and selling websites. Flippa.com has the occasional gem, but most sites there are low value. Motion Invest verifies the value of your site, and sites sell very quickly there. Empire Flippers is a lot more selective, but gets very high prices. Now, sites there cash out pretty quickly because people are snapping these sites up. And as someone who follows sales regularly, I can tell you that these sites vanish very, very quickly. Very few don't sell. And here's the best part. Even before you reach out to sell, it's very likely someone is going to reach out to me first. And that, in fact, is what happened. Here's from Motion Invest. Here's a site making just 397, listed at just over 12,000. Here's a site making $12.72 a month, going for over 44,000. Here's a dog site making $9,000 a month. It's only 4 years old, and they're making $370,000 a month. And remember, you're getting the slides at the end, so you can download these, look these up, and see exactly what these sites are like. Hood Mirror, making $8,000 a month and selling for around $275,000. Here's a site making $4,000 a month, selling refrigerators, and it's selling for $141,000. Now, this is a news site, a local site. It's called ColumbusNavigator.com. It is making $7,700 a month, and there's advertising on it. Plus, they have direct sales, and it's selling for over $340,000. So these sites are worth money, and they sell. And they even sell as starter sites. If you start a site and then you decide after a couple of months, I don't want to do this, you can still sell it for a profit. It's amazing, but it happens. People want a site that somebody's already started the work and the domain has aged a little bit. They'll take it and they will turn it over to businesses that just grow and sell these sites. It's really big business today. So how technical is this? Do you need to be a copywriter? No. Expert? No. Create videos? No. Marketing funnel? No. Inventory? No. To be an SEO pro? No. Tech background? No. Do I need a website? Yes. And my team can even set it up for you. So someday someone's going to reach out to you and ask you if you would be interested in selling your website. It happens all the time. 1 minute you run your website, and the next minute you're sipping umbrella drinks at a beach resort, telling stories about how you grew and sold a website. And believe me, in addition to me selling sites, which I've been doing for years, I also am planning on having these websites as my retirement income. And so I'll just get a monthly deposit in my account from Google, from other companies, and grow my sites. So what do I build my website about? Well, local sites, hobbies, crafts, sports, passions, high-priced affiliate products, or a local site similar to the Yeshiva World, Vin News, Crown Heights Info, Boca News Now, and hundreds more. Plus, I have additional recommendations that will make it super, super easy for you. You'll never have to worry about traffic. We cover picking a website in week number 1. Are there areas not to build sites? Yes. You see, we bring you the latest information from Google, and right now, Google has something called YMYL, Your Money, Your Life. And this means proceed with caution. They don't like alternative medicine right now, especially post-pandemic. So, if you're going to write stuff like take cucumbers and put them in your nose and it works as a cure for anything, they're not going to want to see those sites. Get-rich-quick schemes, multi-level marketing sites, because it's essentially, you may think it's your website, but it's the same website that everyone else has, just has your name on the top. Google says, nah, we're not doing anything with those sites. And cryptocurrency sites, unless you have your own traffic already. So I just want to guide you, you want to stay away from these areas. And now we'll help you in the group. But I told somebody recently when he came to me about a topic, I said, I have good news and bad news. He said, what's the bad news? The bad news is there isn't enough information here for you to build a site about. He said, so what's the good news? I said, the good news is you didn't waste your time or money working on it. And we take personal interest in your success. So we're going to tell you, not good idea, not good idea. And we'll show you reasons why. So can I build more than one website? Yes, absolutely. I recommend that you get the technique down now, start making money, then build a second and a third website. That's the way I do things. So who wants to know the sites I'm personally building? Well, here we go. This one is called Living, Loving Miami. This one, Everything Jerusalem. This one, the Yucatan Adventures. This site got some interest really quickly because its first week being published, it started getting followed and backlinks from the local Mexican government. So this site is again, something being built for the future. Another site that we started before the Google update called helpyourdiabetes.com. And we figure that my educational background, doctorate from Harvard, will hopefully convince Google that we're good guys. If not, well, we'll see. But I wouldn't recommend anybody else go into this niche right now until we figure out what's going on. So let's say you take $500 and you go to a bank. You know, I grew up that your money belongs in your bank. Then later your money goes into the stock market. Okay, let's say you take $500 and you deposit it in the bank. Interest rate is commonly less than 1% now. Leave it in there for 2 years, and you will have made a big $8. But if you invest in a super site, your investment is worth so much more. What's your ROI? So this is an actual case. You invest in a super site. You earn $10,000 or more a month income like clockwork. You sell out at an average 35 times your monthly income. Your income for the selling that site is $350,000. You say, thank you, Harlan, and then you do it all over again. And no, this isn't pie in the sky, and no, this isn't impossible. All it takes is your commitment to succeed. So, Harlan, how can you personally build so many super sites at one time? Well, I don't sit around idly. I have new techniques and formulas to find content, share content, and drive traffic. Everything is simpler than it was. And that's why I recommend outsourcing the work and you be the supervisor. You could literally run your site from your phone or tablet. It's that simple. Now, this is to show you that this is the street where some of my team live in the Philippines. In the extreme poverty, a typhoon flooded their area. Of course, internet went out. But they live in absolute poverty, and the people who work for me consider themselves the lucky ones because they sustain their families. And, I'll be on the phone or Zoom with one of my workers, and I'll see family members sleeping in the background. They're all crowded into one room. The money that I pay my team really makes a difference in their lives, and it makes me feel really good. Now it's your turn. When I built the Dogington Post, nobody had a clue who I was. I went to dog shows. I felt like I was the invisible man. One company walked away from me in mid-interview to have a beer with his buddy. And just 1 year later, the same guy begged me for an interview. Everybody had heard of the Dogington Post. By building a local super site, by building an affiliate super site, by building a super site with e-commerce, you'll hit critical mass much faster than before. And by the way, you can be anonymous, except when they want to send you a wire for 6 or 7 figures for buying your site. So let's take a look at the course. I call it 6 weeks to begin your journey to financial freedom. Number 1, niche selection and the secret sauce. Week number 2, building your super site team. Week number 3, building your actual site. Week number 4, hitting the front page of Google. Week number 5, server melting traffic strategies. And week number 6, making money with your super site. Each week, I deliver action-filled content. In the 6th week, I'm going to bust my back in helping you start your super site. And because I know that many of you are going to want support, I offer ongoing support at $50 a month after the 6 weeks are over. It starts after the program is over and continues. Stay as long as you like. And I'm going to evaluate who are my potential partners who would like to work in depth with me on their super site. I want you to know this fact, that Warren Buffett made 99% of his money after he was 56 years old. It is never too late to start. So how much does this cost? Well, the last time I sold the Supersite formula, it cost between $24.77 and $5,000. But instead of inflation with costs going up, we're making it go down. You won't pay anything near what people paid in the past. Plus, everyone who gets a free niche consultation with a member of my team to make sure you get started on the right foot. That is a no sales, no pitch consultation. So sign up right now and hold on, because we've got some bonuses coming. Bonus overload. Consultation with a Supersites expert to help you pick your niche. Bonus number 2, 7 signs you're picking the right niche. Bonus number 3, content value hints, writing for Google and Grandma. Next bonus, affiliate secrets straight from Google. An insane bonus, BOGO! Buy one, get one. Build 2 Supersites with support for the price of one. And finally, my incredible guarantee. Now, I know that people join programs because they want to make money. Well, I guarantee the following. If you follow the simple program I lay out and your site does not make money, I will personally buy your site back from you at a profit, because every site built according to the way I show you is worth money. So this is a generous guarantee, but I know that it's going to work for you. Just follow the steps. So to join right now, go to the link you see on the screen and you will join the fastest way to build an asset. It's called the Supersite formula. It's been around helping people build supersites for years, and now it's completely updated with the power of artificial intelligence.